Show you guys is X choke from let's see here, shaving bar uses. You have a white tee. Everybody wearing black. This is normal. So first and foremost, it's easier for me to break his posture in order to insert my hand on the collar. And to try to do this as he postures up, and I can't reach, and then you can't get it deep enough. That right hand has to be deep enough. So what I do is that I'm crunching, pulling, okay? I like to get this hand here so that as I feed his head through, my hand is at that label where it should be, okay? From here, I keep his posture down. As he postures up, I want to guide him this way so I can get my knee in his armpit, and I want to get kind of like an arm lock because I'm going to go palm down here, and I'm going to get this right here. This is way more powerful than the standard classic extra here. Okay. So the way that you're going to do this, first and foremost, in any choke you do, you have to be able to constrict the blood flow through the carotid arteries to the brain. That's the concept of the choke. Whether you're doing it with your wrists and the blades of your wrists, like this, okay. Or you're doing it palm down, okay. Palm up, it goes this way, palm down, the head goes this way. To get my hand deep enough because it's his posture, I break his posture, but sometimes even here, it's hard for me to kind of get it in because if he really wanted it, then I would. And then it gets tight and all that. So from here, I break his posture, pull his head, and I can reach palm up on this side, and with just a deep push his head across, so that my right hand is right there about that label, but I keep his head down. As he tries to posture up, because nobody really wants to be here, I want to guide him to my left as I control this arm so I can slide this in, okay? If I get my foot on the hip, that's great, and I want to get into this position here. It's kind of like you would with an arm lock, but his arm's on the outside. As I reach his shoulder, wrist together, and I tilt him this way as my right hand pulls into my left. And it's just a frame here, and if you notice, I'm not as much pulling as I'm sliding my hips back here. Okay, so it's a really super powerful pull. Okay, so from here, I'm going to break his posture by moving hips here, with his hands across, postures up. I want to go here, turn my hip, and bring my leg over so I can break his posture here. Okay, from here, I want to grab a nice handle of his gi here, and I want to tilt this way so that it's much harder for him to get up. And my right hand, if you notice, the wrist is up, my left hand goes to the wrist. And so think of your left elbow goes to your hip. As here, I'm gonna move my hip away. So I'm choking him by moving my hip, not as much doing that. Because you see how it was loose, but still. But here, I move the hip, and I'm moving back. And then you have the choke.
Then I don't like put it on the hip the whole time.
If you can, it would be great because I want to also block his arm from coming back in, okay, and reaching back in and reaching back over. So here I can tilt him as his arm here is going to be pretty much used to posture up. Put your right hand on the mat. Yeah, because he's going to probably do that, and I want it to be here. Because by the time he does all that, I have the choke. So slowly. The way we do this, with this hand, I'm just going to open up on the inside, like open his inside elbow over the seat. I broke his posture, and then here, okay, palm up, move his head across, kind of grab his head, because here I want to move him this way as I go right here. Move my hip out with this post right here, and blocking here. And then I pull him in as I change this angle here. As I go here, crunch, and I want to think pulling his forehead to my left shoulder and my left elbow to my hip. As here, I'm clamping here, and I'm pinching my knees as my hips push away. So it's not only my arms pulling, I can pull extra, but it's my hips sliding back. So if you notice here, it's me doing, and I'm pushing primarily with this foot that's on his hip and clamping as I'm going back. And as it's going back, right onto the lock, and I'm pulling into the choke. Just try it, because here what's nice is that you also have omoplatas if all that fails. And that's a real good secure. And then you also have the canto choke from here. There's a few postures up. Do this head down, you have this. And then it's kind of like a similar to a Gregorian, but it's a canto choke because it's usually collar versus the. Okay, so let's try, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3.